Yo, what's up? Welcome into another episode of Sports with Balls. I am Jeff Michael. Lauren Leal has the night off. She is on vacation because it's New Year's. We have a day left. It is Thursday evening. We have one day left till New Year's. And 2021, for all it's worth, will be done. And what an incredibly roller coaster of a ride 2021 was. I do have my boy Jason, who's producing the show, here with me tonight. He's gonna be saying what's going on throughout the night. We're gonna be talking, but man, yeah, this is our last episode of Sports with Balls in 2021. I want to say thank God. Like 2021 was unbelievable, and I was just trying to go back through earlier of the sports memories. I mean, you go back to the Super Bowl, and there's like the MLB World Series, just everything. You go back to the NBA bubble, just absolutely crazy what has gone on in 2021, and we're finally leaving this unbelievably wacko year behind, you know. And granted, it's not coming without a cost, because now in 2022 there's all kinds of new weird stuff that's coming up, man. But look, man, welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. Like I said, Jason is right here next to me, producing the show. He's going to be on the microphone, and we're coming to you live from Christian's Tailgate over here. Man, if you got something to do or don't have anything to do, come down here to Christian's Tailgate. We're on Bagby, 2000 Bagby in Midtown. It's going to be a blast for a while. And then, of course, New Year's Eve tomorrow night. So I'm more interested in the football games tomorrow than I am New Year's Eve. Like, JC, you got your band's playing tomorrow night.
Yeah, we are playing at the Continental Club tomorrow night.
Bam, there you go. So those of y'all that don't have anything to do and want to go, what's up with your band? What do y'all play?
We're a 90s cover band. We're called the Monicas.
And we were just listening to, who is that, NSYNC?
No, that's All for One.
That's All for One?
I swear.
I swear, All for One. He was like, oh, we're doing a cover of that. I'm like, whoa. So if you love 90s music, go check out my boy Jason at the Continental Club tomorrow night, man. But again, we're here for sports, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Today's show brought to you by Smarter Mortgage. David Carrier over there, 281-650-0648. Give him a call, mention SWB, get a free quote ASAP. Refinancing and purchasing, David Carrier will hook you up. And our newest and man, I guess most important, well, I don't want to say most important, all of the sponsors are most important, but Brian White, attorney Brian White, has joined the show as a sponsor. Look, if you're in trouble, if you've gotten a car wreck, if there's anything wrong with you, you feel like you need or you got mistreated some way, call attorney Brian White. You want a real attorney with real results, that's the man that is going to take care of you. I'm just getting on here right now on all of our I got to share this to all the shows, so y'all all the sites, y'all give me just 2 seconds. But look, man, we're going to be here for the next hour. Anything y'all got, y'all want to ask me, let me know. Lauren Leal's on vacation. Obviously, it's New Year's, and man, everybody's schedule's been whack. Like, everybody's schedule's been whack. I just got my car back.
Oh, finally.
Yeah. It was 9 days. Just the computer malfunctioned in my car. And Mac Hike Chevrolet, which they had to reprogram the computer once they put it in, had 25 people out with this new coronavirus thing. So it took forever to get my car back, man. And you can imagine, it's just wow.
Well, it's good to have it back, though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, unbelievable. But welcome in, y'all. Sports with Balls. We're ready to get some sports going. Let's do this thing, man. I'm ready. Let's go.
One time for DJ Screw. Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Drunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on fuck.
Yo, all right, man. Sports with Balls. Let's go. Yesterday, John Madden passed away at age 85. It was all over the news. Obviously, it's been a huge thing in the sports world. And we were talking a little bit on the show yesterday about his his footprint as far as sports in general. And this guy has done everything. I did more research last night. And of course, growing up, everybody played John Madden. If you're somewhere between the ages of 50 and 20 something, you played John Madden. And I honestly think that some of the NFL coaches these days implement a lot of strategy because they played John Madden football. Go long, all these wide. I mean, it was pretty much a run and shoot offense, the old Oilers offense. You didn't want to run the ball when you were playing Madden. It was fun to go score points, and now you're seeing all that kind of, play out with all these young coaches that are now in the NFL. And it's just a very interesting, time for football, and to lose a person like John Madden. And now you see all these people coming forward that didn't know him in person, but his media tree, I was talking about this yesterday, his media tree is so much bigger than his coaching tree, because everybody talks about Bill Belichick and all these other incredible coaches from all back in the day, from Green Bay Packers to Lombardi, from all the greats. They talk about their coaching tree. Well, John Madden's coaching tree wasn't that big, but his media tree is unbelievable. He basically started Fox Sports. Basically started the entire Fox Sports thing. They were nothing. They didn't even have a sports genre before he got there. They had to go and find TV stations and shows for him. It was unbelievable. And then he turned into this marketing genius with Miller Lite, and boom, Top Absence enacted. John Madden was his footprint is, the more you dive into his life, the more you see of what he left behind. It's absolutely incredible. The outpour from the community, football community, anybody in general, gaming community, which is very weird. The gaming community absolutely loves this guy. And the NFL is going to host, or this Sunday said that they want a moment of silence for John Madden. And so they'll kind of do that for every game. They are still going to have something special. I'm assuming Super Bowl, like you would think, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah, they would hold something. They're waiting for the family to give them a go-ahead on stuff. I'm sure they're planning something huge for John Madden because, it's just been the NFL community and media community and gaming community lost a legend. Who doesn't play sports games that doesn't know about Madden?
It's the go-to football game. It's the only game in.
Right? And I think it even started NCAA football.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't have a college game in EA Sports. They didn't at all. They didn't have a college football game. But Madden, since it was so popular, they were worried about, because there's so many college teams and this. So, and then they created a legacy league on Madden where you draft kids, from high school into college into football. His impact was just, unreal, man.
Well, when you think of games, any other sport, you talk about NBA, you're talking about FIFA. But
well, there you go, FIFA too.
But when you're playing football, you're not playing the NFL 2000 did. It's Madden. Straight up Madden.
Madden. There's not another football game. There's not like NFL so-and-so. And you mentioned FIFA, and I think the precision that John Madden said that he had to have, because I was watching a special on this as well, the precision that he had in the meetings, he wanted people to understand football. And that's what he made the game for. He wanted more people to understand the game of football and run their own plays and call their own plays. You press the A button and you've got, 9 plays in that box, and then you press another one, you got another 9 plays, and you switch formations, you got 20 other plays. It's just been, he wanted all that and created it, and I really think that set the tone for games like FIFA, which is phenomenally big now, and all the other sports games. That's the go-to. That is what started all of EA Sports.
Oh yeah,
that's just unreal. And I'm sure. Do you play FIFA? You're a huge soccer guy.
Yeah, I do play FIFA. But the thing when you're playing FIFA is kind of you're not picking plays. You kind of just you see the ball, put the ball in the net. You kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
But when I play Madden, I'm learning, oh, wait, what's that defense? What's that offense?
Exactly.
What is this? I'm scrolling through that, and so I'm actually learning the game just by simply doing it.
That was his whole point of he wouldn't do the game. He wouldn't sign on to it unless he could teach people. And he actually went to UCLA and taught a class before he started with EA Sports on sports. He wanted, on football. On the NFL specifically, he wanted men and women to understand the game, how he saw it, how to draw up plays, how the defense does this, and how everybody works around. And then he implemented that into Madden. And I said this yesterday about how Sean McVay, some of these younger coaches, they just wide open offense. They had to play Madden. They had to have played John Madden football, and I guarantee you it played some sort of role in how they coach their teams now. I mean, you're picking defenses against what you don't know. I mean, it's insane.
What's the average age of the coaches now coming in?
Coming in now?
Or these coaches that are...
Oh, the average age is probably 40. It's young.
So, yeah, I mean,
real young.
everybody grew up on Madden.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So his impact and his footprint, like I said, throughout the NFL has been amazing, but the media imprint that he left with Fox Sports and with all it's just it's unbelievable. And again, the outpour of support for his whole family and for what he did is I don't think that people really understood all the things he did for football in general. And I'm not just talking about NFL. I'm talking about EA Sports and sports in general. Like, I mean, the guy, again, I said yesterday, he's on the Mount Rushmore in football. Like, he has to be. Like, he's right there next to Jim Brown and Vince Lombardi and some other people. Like, it was a sad day and it was unexpected, but he was surrounded by his family. It's a good time. Not a good time, but, you know, it was a sad time for them. But now football, I think, and the timing with this Fox Sports documentary coming out was impeccable, and he got to see it before he passed away, right? And he said it was great. And I think now it's weird how things happen in the world, right? So you have this incredible guy that everybody kind of forgot about. When you think about Madden football, sometimes you don't even think about John Madden, right? You just think
you forget he was a coach.
Yeah, you forget that he was a coach. You forget that he made the game. You forget all that. It's just Madden
Super
football.
Bowl.
It's like FIFA, right? So Madden is almost like a name like FIFA, which is unbelievable. And now you get this younger generation that's starting to understand how good this guy was at everything he did, like everything he touched, media, football, people's lives. Like Lawrence Taylor came on. If you go watch the All Madden documentary, the opening scene is Lawrence Taylor sitting down. And he's like, man, NFL Films, they asked me to do a show, and I was like, man, F you. Like, he's like, no, I don't want to do it. I told my daughter I'm not doing that. And then he said, well, it's for John Madden. He's like, what do you guys need? What do y'all need? He was phenomenal. Kevin says NFL Blitz. I remember NFL Blitz.
Yeah.
Those are all piggyback games.
Yeah.
Like every game that's on that sports.
NFL Blitz was more of a novelty game. It didn't really carry on per year. It wasn't NFL Blitz 2004, 2005.
Even in the NBA, when you had double dribble. Remember double dribble?
Yeah.
You know, I still think that when Madden came along, it set a standard.
Oh, you mean NBA Jam?
Yeah, NBA Jam too.
Yeah.
Yeah, double dribble, NBA Jam. But then Madden came along and set a standard. Like, like we've got to do something that's comparable to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he changed the gaming world. He changed the NFL, like sports in general. And man, still shockwaves throughout everything for him. Man, unbelievable life for John Madden. Unbelievable family. Married, greatest accomplishment I think. Married 61 and a half years.
Wow.
61 and a half years, man. And he was an NFL coach, which took most of his time for 10 years. And then as a broadcaster,
Traveling.
6 months out of the year, travel. Yeah, on a bus, traveling. But he kept his marriage and his family alive. And if you talk to the kids and everything, or their interviews, they're solid. That's got to be his greatest.
That's a testament to the man.
For sure. Exactly. There you go. Thank you. Well, 45-45 Purdue and Tennessee. I took the under, so lost that one. I mean, what an incredible game going on right now. But I mentioned that score because tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, we start the college football playoff. It's going to be insane. 2:30 Central Time. Cincinnati 13-0. First of all, way to go, Cincinnati. Great for you guys. I'm proud of the 13-0, and they made history by becoming the first team that's not, a powerhouse to get into the playoffs. But I'm going to sit here and tell you, like I said yesterday, I don't even think they hold not even a chance in this game. And I want to say that the committee did this on purpose. They're like, okay, all right. We'll give you guys, we'll give you a non-Power 5 team, and you're going to throw it in. We're going to throw them in there because you're 13-0, and we're going to see what happens. And you're about to – if they blow out Cincinnati by 35 points, you'll never see another team with 13-0 that's not a Power 5 get in anywhere close to that. Because they should have had, a team like Notre Dame in. Should have had, a couple of other teams that were right there. They should have been in there. Not Cincinnati just because they're 13-0. Man, some of those teams they played, Alabama will probably beat them by 100. Like, not even joke. Like, not even close. Do you follow college football?
I follow a little bit of college football, but I do subscribe to if you're going to be, I mean, you can only play who's in front of you, of course, which is that's a total cliche to say,
sure.
But why not have them make it to the show? Why not? I mean, the haves, nots, and if they go there and get what if they make it? They go there and they make a game out of it.
Well, see, so that's the thing. That's the argument for the non-Power 5 teams. That's the argument that Cincinnati's trying to make for all these smaller schools, right? Is that what if we put up a fight? And then you've got Jackson State with Deion Sanders getting the number 1 recruit, well, number 2 at some polls, whatever. And so you're starting to see these smaller schools, which is great. I'm all for the smaller schools. And these NIL deals that now approved are going to change the landscape of college football. Like, it really is. But here's Cincinnati's schedule, right? Miami of Ohio, 49-14. Murray, Indiana. Notre Dame, they beat. At the time, Notre Dame was ranked. This is the fourth week of the season. Notre Dame was ranked number 9 in the country. They beat them 24-13. That is the only statement win, really. Like, that's really it. And then you go down after Notre Dame. You got Temple, Central Florida, Navy, decent win. Tulane, Tulsa, South Florida, SMU, ECU, and then they beat Houston in the conference championship 35-20.
Which I was sad at. I'm a Coug.
Yeah, I don't know where any of those teams, maybe Navy, maybe Notre Dame stack up to Alabama. But then again, I mean, you're looking at the
disparity.
It's unbelievable. Like, and so you have Cincinnati Bearcats, which they're like, I guarantee you, the committee was like, okay, you're 13-0. We're not going to argue with you. We'll put you at the 4 seed. You're going to face Alabama. Like, here you go.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. I'm worried for Cincinnati. Like, these kids at Alabama are unbelievable. They have the Heisman Trophy winner, who at the end of the next 2 games might have 50 touchdowns in a college football season.
That's just crazy.
He's unreal. And Cincinnati, here's their defense. 14 points, 7 points, 24, 13, 3, 21, 20, 12, 20, 28, 14, 13, and 20. So the entire season, the high point total on points against them was 24 points. Like, that's it. That was the high. And Indiana did that. That looks incredible. But you haven't played... Murray. What if Murray played Alabama? 114-2.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's because they screwed up a punt or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I just we're gonna find out
sympathy points
tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2:30. And here's another point. I tried to make this yesterday. Normally, Alabama would be prime time game. You want them in prime time, like, no matter what. They're at 2:30 tomorrow. That's not prime time. No, the primetime game is the next game, which is Georgia and Michigan, which I think, for all intents and purposes, more people want to watch.
Yeah.
Because if you tune in at 2:30 tomorrow, and at 2:45 it's 21-0,
done.
You're done. You're turning the TV off. You're like, this is embarrassing. It'll be 54-7 by the end of the game, and you're just like, I'm like over with it. So the highlight game tomorrow is the Georgia-Florida game. Georgia-Michigan game. And I think this is going to be a good. And the reason I say this is going to be a good football game is because people want to see that gold and blue in the championship. Michigan hadn't been in that game in a very long time. It's Harbaugh. It's a big name. It's a big school. Georgia is great in the southern states. But as far as you move to the Midwest, you move to the East, you move to the North, at any point in time, Georgia's not big. But Michigan, all over it. You're going to captivate that whole Northeast audience in a college football championship game with Michigan versus Alabama. Like, you are. Like, that's going to be huge. If it's Georgia and Alabama, you're only looking at the southern states watching that football game. Like, you are. Unless you're gambling on it. Like, I totally understand.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you are, you're really not going to watch. Alabama just played Georgia. They beat the shit out of them. So you want to see Michigan. So that line is at 7.5. And it's Georgia, and I understand why. But because of the way everything is lining up, I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan slides in there and beats Georgia. And I don't know. Look, I'm not for fixing games. I'm not. Like, players get out there and play. But if Michigan wins, I would. And there's a couple of weird calls. I'm not going to be like, oh. I'll be like, yep.
Something smells.
Something's wrong. And again, in a 7.5-point spread, that game looks to be pretty close. I mean, 7.5 points, a Georgia team that dominated all season until that Alabama game. 7.5 points is not bad. If you go through Michigan's schedule, they played, let's see, their first 7 games they won. They really didn't get tested at all. Wisconsin is a good win, 38-17. Wisconsin's a really good defensive team. And then they're lost to Michigan State. Now, they lost to Michigan State. It was at Michigan State. That's a massive rivalry game. And when rivalries, it's like Ohio State, Michigan. When rivalries pop up, man, you kind of throw everything out the window.
Yeah.
And then they beat Ohio State, who at the time people thought might have been number 1 in the country. They beat Ohio State 42-27. Statement win. That's their statement win. I talk about the Dallas Cowboys not having a statement win in the NFL. They don't have a win like that. That's the statement win for the Michigan Wolverines. And so I'm not going to be shocked if this is a close game or if Michigan wins. I'm not. I would take Michigan +7. I told you that yesterday. Yeah. I would take Michigan +7.5 because I think it's either going to be a 3-point game or Michigan's going to win. Just because Michigan, Alabama, I'm tuning in.
I'm tuning in.
I will watch that game. That would be unbelievable. Alabama, Georgia, I've seen it every year, all the time. I'm not that interested. It's just they just played 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't see that being that big of a draw nationally. Right. Southern wise, yes, but if you're going for ratings, which they all are, in a national championship football game, you're praying it's Alabama and Michigan.
And you're praying that Cincinnati doesn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Harbaugh save it. Look, I don't even think you're praying on that. I don't even know. That's, man. There's going to be some people out there that are going to put money on Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just for the sheer, who knows? If
you put, let me see. I got to look this up. If you put $100 on Cincinnati, let me see what the line. If you put $100 on Cincinnati, and I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on. If you put $100 on Cincinnati, all right, which is +370, and then on Michigan, just in a parlay bet, all right, just those two. Parlay bet, let's do $10, right? Let's go $10. You win $400, $380 on $10, just for them to, if those two cover.
That's what I'm going to do.
But again, if you look at the national spotlight of it, not a single person that runs any sort of NCAA football wants Cincinnati even close to that game. And they don't have
only the people in Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm sorry, they don't have a chance, bro. No. They don't have a chance. I'm shocked, absolutely shocked that the line is only 14.5. I would jump all over that, man. I mean, I'm absolutely shocked, but. Look, guys, welcome to Sports with Balls, man. We're already 30 minutes into the show. Absolutely love it. Rusty, Kevin, as always, Aaron, what's going on? Ty, Rick, everybody, thank you guys for joining in. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, all of the social media sites, man. Thank you guys for having us on and listening to us. Send us your comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. We were just breaking down a little bit of college football. Obviously, tomorrow you got the big games. Number 4, Cincinnati. Number 1, Alabama. 3, Georgia. 2, Michigan. Georgia and Michigan both 12-1. Alabama 12-1. The only undefeated team, Cincinnati. But, again, we just went over their schedule. Right after tomorrow, well, I mean, right after the games, it's New Year's Eve, right? And I know your plans. Your band is playing. You've at the Continental Club. 90s going to be awesome. Man, if I find a date, I may come to that. I may come because my whole thing was I wanted a house party. I'm not really sure about the bars and club things anymore. 3, 2, 1, you're sitting there with your boys, but I don't have a girl to kiss. I want to kiss some waitress or whatever. I don't know, but I just
maybe some waitresses,
maybe some for sure. It depends on what club you're at.
A good New Year's house party is always fun.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I wanted to go, or where I was kind of leaning towards, was because I don't have the kids. I'm free this year, which is crazy.
So you gotta do something.
I'm going to. I just have not figured that out yet, man. I haven't figured it out. But the reason I bring this up, every year for New Year's, people come up with resolutions. Yeah. Right? Your resolutions is, I'm going to work out. And that's one of the worst ones ever. I'm going to start working out. Yep. Dude, stop saying that. You're either going to work out or you're not. Stop saying that. Because every gym, because I know people, myself included, when you go to the gym on January 3rd, you're like, what the? This is unreal. It's
I run at Memorial Park, and the first January is always the worst because getting a parking spot is always a pain in the butt.
Because people think they're like, you know what, I'm ready. I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter if you're ready in January 1st, November 10th, April 40 or April 4th. Like, dude, when you start working out, you start working out. Like, so New Year's resolutions, like at least the bad ones, like
you're setting yourself up to fail.
Yes, and don't ever do that, right? Don't do that. I'm not cussing this the whole year. January 2nd, you're like, you little mother. Yeah. And then it's done. So listen, on your New Year's resolutions, guys, don't set yourself up for failure. Just don't do it. Do something simple. Like I'm gonna go to church 3 times this year. That's simple.
Yeah.
Or
I'm gonna go somewhere on a vacation that's not close to here.
Rome, Italy.
Yeah. I'm gonna aim to just. I want to go somewhere and do something.
Yeah.
And that way it's just one commitment. You're not putting yourself up for the entire year.
Yeah, because people will join Lifetime Fitness or 24-hour Fitness or whatever.
Then you're paying for it for 6 months, and you're like, oh man, I'm paying that much money.
And how many times did they go in the 6 months? Like 5, 8 times. They're like, screw it. Like, and then of course, Valentine's will come down. You're all depressed, and then whatever, the chocolate and candy. Then you blame it on that.
Wait,
whatever.
How was your resolution from last year?
Exactly. Thank you.
Does anybody even remember that resolution?
Mine, I think, had a lot to do with the show, so I think that mine was okay. And that was what I'm glad you just said it, because that's what I'm getting into next. Like, what's your New Year's resolution, or what would it be? I don't know if you thought about it yet, but like, what would be your New Year's resolution for this coming year?
Mine would be to. I haven't really actually thought about this.
All right, I'll start.
Go ahead.
So there's 2 of them for me. Number 1. I want to cut the cord with cable.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so hard. It really is. I'm sorry. And it might not be a New Year's resolution to a lot of people. But, dude, it's so expensive. My cable bill a month is $300. It's outrageous.
Oof.
Outrageous. But then I'm like, okay, well, I got the internet's this. If I pay for Netflix, it's this. The other, because there's so many streaming services now. It's just, it's expensive.
It really depends on which streaming service offers the sports.
Kevin Anthony, New Year's resolution for Jeff: stop being a Cowboy hater. No, not gonna happen. I tell you what, Kevin, I'm gonna say it again. Give me a quality win. Tell me what win this year was a quality win. Give me what I just told you about Cincinnati when they beat Notre Dame, or give me the quality win. Give me the quality win that Dallas did. Don't say the Chargers in week 3. Don't say it. That's not a quality win. Don't say they beat the shit out of the COVID diluted Washington Redskins. Don't say that. Give me another game where the Dallas Cowboys were like, oh man, that was a great win for them. There hasn't been. Their division sucks. It's been terrible all year. And we're gonna find out at 3:25 Eastern time on Sunday when they play the Arizona Cardinals. That's gonna be an incredible game, and we'll get into that in a minute. But we'll see what happens. He says when they win the playoffs, that will be their first. Okay, all right. Look. Since you got me started. You got me fired up. Let's do this. What if they lose? What is your excuse if the Cowboys lose in the first round? Tell me what your excuse is. No, you have none. You have the running backs. You have the wide receivers. You have the defense. Mike McCarthy? Y'all were calling for his head last year. Dan Quinn? No, tell me what your excuse is going to be, because don't act like it's not possible. It's possible. It's the NFL. The Texans just beat the Chargers this past week. Anything can happen. So when the Cowboys lose, if they do, what's your excuse going to be? Like, what is it? Dak's healthy. Ezekiel Elliott's healthy. Your defense is healthy. Your wide receivers are healthy. What happened? Mike McCarthy. Oh, God, here we go. And that's coming. Trust me, that is coming. Everything's on Mike McCarthy. And Jerry Jones will probably fire him and make another. And Dan Quinn will be your head coach. But we'll see. I digress. It depends on how they lose. Yeah. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because I'll tell you what, if Dak Prescott throws 4 interceptions and they lose in the first round of the playoffs, you're still going to say, oh, he had an incredible year. We'll be back next year. You make excuses every single year. And I said this from week 1. What will be your excuse this year because you have all the talent? You have all the talent to make it to the Super Bowl. What's your excuse? Yeah, here we go again. It's going to be the same old thing with the Cowboys. Same old sign. I digress. Another playoff team in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers just came out and said, not necessarily that he's contemplating retirement. That's not what he said. Retirement could be in the cards, and I'll tell you why he said that in a second. But he said he's going to make a quick and swift decision during the offseason, and that he's leaving his options open. Let's put this retirement thing to rest. It's either him or Jonathan Taylor is going to win the MVP. Like it's a 2-horse race, and I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to win it. He's in his past. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up. You guys are going to trip out. In his last 5 games, Aaron Rodgers 16 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Holy shit. That's an MVP. I'm sorry. I love Jonathan Taylor. I love what he's done. In the past 5 games, 16 touchdowns, 0 picks. That's insane. That's insane. Now, he's going to win his 2nd straight MVP, so he's not retiring. Unless he wins the Super Bowl and maybe decides to ride out on a
Elway.
Yeah, Elway. But Elway was older. But he's coming off Super Bowl MVP 2 in a row. I highly doubt he's retiring. What I think he was doing was telling the shit teams like the Jaguars, the Raiders, some other teams that don't have all their ducks in a row, don't even approach me. Don't even do it. He's going to go to a contender. I highly doubt that Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay. I highly, highly doubt that. And he's going to have to go to a contender, a.k.a. the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are just missing. They have an incredible rookie running back. They're just missing a great quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great. You mentioned Peyton Manning. Maybe he will Peyton Manning it and go to Denver, win another Super Bowl, walk off. That could be an option. I don't know. His comments were very interesting, because he left everything open. He did say he's not going to drag it out. He's been very candid all year long with his sentiments and how he feels, especially about his injuries, stuff like that. I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl. I said this yesterday. Their run differential or point differential is plus 54 or plus 57. They play really tight games. And one mistake in the playoffs, you're done. You're toast. So I don't see them. They almost made it last year. It was a blown call by the ref that they didn't. But I don't think this is Aaron Rodgers last year. I don't think at all. Whose last year it is? Ben Roethlisberger. I'm sorry. And I got a question for y'all. So let me know in the comments. Is Ben Roethlisberger a Hall of Famer? Because he's played 18 years. Because he's been through all these playoff games, I think so.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, he had Jerome, Bettis, the Bus, Hines Ward. He had incredible defenses. He won 1 Super Bowl.
I would say the fact that he won a Super Bowl and then you've got just the longevity, one team.
Yeah, the longevity.
Longevity, one team, pretty dominant when he was, and that kind of checks the marks.
He's 18 years in, right? So if you want to compare somebody that, so we talked yesterday about Cam Newton. Cam Newton won an MVP, right? And he went to a Super Bowl, didn't win. But Cam Newton's not even close to the Hall of Fame.
No.
Because he doesn't have longevity. Cam Newton's only 33, 34 years old, right? And but Ben Roethlisberger's been at this for 18 years. I think his yardage, his stats and everything, I believe that he does fall in the category of all. But Phillip Rivers has better numbers. Yeah. So, but is Phillip Rivers Hall of Famer because he doesn't have that ring? If Phillip Rivers had a Super Bowl ring, 100%, Hall of Fame, no doubt.
I think it's a consistency of high levelness. Maybe there might be some lean years here and there, but
I agree.
I think overall, I think he's kind of at a certain status where it's a little bit higher than. You said Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and it's almost sad. And the reason I bring this up is Monday night versus Cleveland, and we'll be on 6 p.m. tomorrow before that game. Not tomorrow, on Monday before that game. That's Ben Roethlisberger's last home game as a Pittsburgh Steeler and in his career, and I think that will be a huge game. I bet the ticket prices are starting to go up. They mentioned it. They started mentioning it today. I think they're waiting until the college football games after tomorrow. On Saturday, I guarantee you that's all they talk about.
Yeah.
Ben's last game. On Sunday, they're going to be like, Ben's last game. It's Monday Night Football. Yeah. It's Monday Night Football. John Madden passed away, and Madden did a ton of Monday night games. So you're going to have Madden passing away. You're going to have a ceremony. You're going to have Roethlisberger's last night. This game, and it has playoff implications. Like, it does. Yeah. Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Like, Cleveland at Pittsburgh, which is one of the oldest rivalries in sports in general.
Yep.
I wasn't looking forward to that game on paper, but now I am. Like, I really am. I want to see how this plays out. I want to see how Pittsburgh plays into Ben's hands. And I see Ben probably having a good game. Like, I do. Like, you know, what's that country song? Like, I'm not good for a long time, I'm good for one time, or something like that. I forgot who sings that song, but I see Ben having one more, maybe 2 or 3 touchdown game. Like, I really see it.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be up for it.
I mean, yeah, that's the game. There's 2 games on the slate. Look, there's a lot of games on Sunday that look very, very fun, and they all have playoff implications. The Cowboys-Arizona game, watch out. That's going to be interesting. Like, and that's going to be all the talk. And on Sunday night, and then Monday afternoon, and then you have Monday night. They'll have the build up on ESPN because, you know, Monday Night Football is on ESPN. So the build up to Roethlisberger's last home game will be enormous. Yeah, they're going to blow that up, man. Blow it up. But anyway, so I digress. Well, going back to the New Year's resolutions.
I think I did come up with one. I think I've got one.
What is it?
Try not to spend money on frivolous things.
I literally have that in my notes.
Yeah.
And that's how I came up with cutting the cord.
Yeah, kind of wasting when you look at it, you're like, did I really need that? Or
because if you cut down $30 to $40 a month, you know, let's just say that something simple like that,
and put it to the side.
Put that for 12 months. That's a cruise. That's a
vacation.
That's a 4 or 5 day cruise you could go on at the end of the year. And just because you didn't want to spend that, you know,
a weekend in Vegas.
$50. There you go. Like, you know, boom, something like that, man. Let us know what your New Year's resolutions are. Obviously, we tomorrow night being New Year's Eve. This is our last Sports with Balls show in 2021. We'll be back Monday in 2022 with Lauren. Lauren is on vacation, so I'm by myself. But no, I'm sorry. I got Jason here. Jason, new producer who works for the Rockets, got his band playing tomorrow. Like, I'm excited. I love the way that the audio and video has been. It's fantastic, man. Let me know what y'all's New Year's resolutions are. Kevin Anthony, I swear to God, if you say the Cowboys winning, I'm gonna fall over, man. Like, I'm so sick of it, dude. Do you follow much basketball? Because you work for the Rockets.
I kind of have to. So
I'm glad this is up. You were at the Rockets game the other night. Lakers were in town.
Yes.
And the Rockets played. You saw Russell Westbrook. And
triple-double.
Yeah, triple-double.
LeBron had a triple-double too, right? So
yes.
It's 2 players with triple-doubles. Yeah.
And if you look at stats and whatever, and it goes like, I'll lead right into the talking about the NFL Hall of Fame. Is Russell Westbrook a Hall of Famer? It's like he did average. He's MVP one year. He did average a triple-double one year, which only Oscar Robertson's done that in the NBA.
I think his numbers are
different. Well, he's the 12th. This is crazy. 12th all time in the history of the NBA in assists.
Oh wow, really?
That's insane.
Quietly?
Yeah, because he has all these triple-doubles.
I saw a stat that he's the triple-double leader.
And he always does, and it's because he has to handle the ball. He's like James Harden, right?
Oh yeah.
And I want to say that between Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, and Russell Westbrook, they're the only people that handle the ball percentage-wise, majority of the game. Like their percentages are just through the roof. Even he handles the ball more than LeBron James. Like it's just the ball's always in his hand. Super athletic guy. Like I mean, he can do a lot, but he's just not a great shooter. I don't look at him and say that's a Hall of Famer. I look at Russell Westbrook and be like, he has great games.
Yeah.
That's it. And then he'll lose you. He'll win you 2 or 3 games out of the year, but he's going to lose you 10 to 12 games out of the year.
I agree. I would say, just looking at stats, maybe, but it's that kind of generic thing where, just like on the spot, yes or no.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's it's a very tough decision.
Yeah, and
where it's like I wouldn't argue for either way.
Yeah, I don't think that I would.
He's definitely on that. He's on that fence. Where
well, I mean, the Hall of Fame in the NBA, it's a Hall of Fame. You're the Hall of Fame, man. It's like it's one of the hardest out of all 4 major sports, being hockey. I would say soccer's up there too, but like, I don't know.
Soccer really doesn't really have a.
So yeah, I was going to ask you. Soccer doesn't really have a Hall of Fame. They have.
The English Premier League just implemented it.
They should.
This past year.
Who would be the first person?
They already have. They already have. The first. Okay, the first 2 people that will be inducted to the International Soccer Hall of Fame.
Gotcha.
Pele and Maradona.
So yeah, I mean Pele.
It's
100%.
There is no question about that.
And Maradona.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's gonna be? Okay, so the next. I don't think. Wow. Who would be the third? Like who's better, Ronaldo or
Messi?
Or Messi? That's an incredible argument. It's like LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Yes.
I mean, now comparison-wise, like as far as stats, like I don't know about that, but I'm just talking about people that have 2 sides.
It's the which player would you rather have? Like, okay, so game times, 4th quarter, 3 seconds left.
Jordan.
Who are you giving the ball?
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Right.
So you being soccer,
soccer,
you're from England.
Yeah, you've got a penalty shot, and it's to win the World Cup.
Messi or Ronaldo?
For a shot.
But I love
definitely
that you
Ronaldo.
Look, I just love that you paused.
Yeah.
Like I love.
Yeah, no,
that
it's the same thing. I mean, that question it's the kind of when you've got 2 players that are around the same time that are just doing that
so dominant,
and you're just like, wow. The strengths of one aspect overshadowed the other player has the strengths in that other one. Where you're like, oh, if you just combine the 2, then you just have. It's
almost like having Jordan and LeBron both in their prime, at the same time, like on different teams.
Yeah.
Even though the soccer world's a little bit bigger, Ronaldo and Messi. I think Messi's a little bit older.
No, they're about the same age.
They're about the same age, so they're both in their prime at the same time. So it's like having Jordan and LeBron playing at the same time in their prime. And what a great time for soccer! It's just there's arguments all over, like across the world, obviously, of who's better, Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Ronaldo.
It's the one thing that will. It's kind of more of when it comes to that, they're both. They're just, to me, they're equal in terms of.
I think Ronaldo's flashier.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
He's way flashier. He's more marketable.
Very marketable.
Ronaldo
has that the supermodel kind of looks.
Sure. Yeah.
Tall, chiseled dude. Messi a little bit more diminutive in stature, but
a better striker.
Just running with the ball, like you can't
dribbler and dribbler.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing where it's like he's running full speed, and the ball's just like attached to his foot, and you're just like, wait, how do you do that?
Yeah, as far as the last 15 years, those are the biggest names in soccer.
Oh yeah, without
those 2, it's not even close. Now there's 4 or 5 players after that that are decent.
I mean, there's always names around there. There's always going to be the top names that are kind of like lingering around, but.
They've always tried to, in soccer as well, try to make something of somebody, right? They want, and they do that in all professional sports, right? The next
much.
Messi, the next Ronaldo.
Exactly.
There's not a 16-year-old kid out there that can
because
live
right now those 2 players, Messi and Ronaldo, are kind of they're in the twilight of their career.
Sure,
without doubt. Don't get me wrong, I still want one of them on my team, but.
They're getting older.
They're not what they were 10 years ago.
I don't know, and
5 years.
And you got LeBron James, and we were talking about Russell Westbrook. That's how we got into this, and LeBron's at the twilight of his career too, right?
But he's still putting some. I mean, was it 37 minutes he was averaging?
Yeah, but LeBron's hurt all the time, and look, he went on Twitter, and Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, whatever. What's up, Ron? By the way, and, that's my boy. But you can't recruit an old team and expecting to win. Like, they would never do that in soccer. Like, you try to get the youngest team you can because they run around. It's a lot of cardio.
Yeah,
and
you just can't do it.
The Lakers, Russell Westbrook, and my question was, is Russell Westbrook a Hall of Famer? Right now I think he's on the fence. Even though 12th all time in assists, like it's weird. Like, if you look at the leaders, and hold on, I'll tell you exactly who they are, and his name doesn't even fit in there. You're like,
because when I think of assists, I mean immediately I think of John Stockton.
Boom, John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Mark Jackson, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, LeBron James, Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, Russell Wilson,
Westbrook.
I'm sorry, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, that name
doesn't correlate with all those others. Like, it just doesn't.
Nah,
and I mean, dude, I tell you what, dude, I kind of want him in the Hall of Fame just for his acceptance speech. It'd just be weird. It'd just be awkward. It would just be weird. But we're sitting over here, man, sitting here with Jason talking about sports in general, and we got onto some soccer because he's from England, and we were talking about they do. Just to clarify this, they started not a Hall of Fame, but something similar.
Well, no, they did start the Premier League. So I'm from England, and the English Premier League kind of formed in '92. It was a marketing push.
Yeah.
And the way that it works now, because it was always a first division, it was always something going on. But it's kind of like, think of the NFL. Super Bowl and post Super Bowl. People don't think that, hey, the Cleveland Browns have won the national championship.
Yeah,
but they just don't think about it.
So where is this? Is there a hall? Is there?
So yes, there is. I believe it's in Manchester. I know that's where a museum is.
Look, I follow sports. I love, but Manchester United seems to be the team.
They're one of them.
Catapulted top 5, right? At least if you're not following soccer or football,
it's the kind of thing. If I was in England, I have heard of the Yankees.
Yeah, exactly.
I have heard of the Lakers. I'd heard of the Raiders. So when I grew up over in England, my exposure to American football was watching. It was the Raiders. It was
Cowboys.
It was the Steelers. Not the Cowboys. Hey.
Oh, thank God.
It was the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Wow.
So
who are man?
Those were the teams that would be broadcast back in the late '80s, early '90s.
Dolphins defense has been incredible. The Dolphins. Look, if the Miami Dolphins win the next 2 games, they got the Titans. Tough game in Tennessee this weekend, and it's only -3. Tennessee -3. The Dolphins win the next 2 games, they'll be 10-7 and in the playoffs, which will be after going 1-7 their first 8 games. Unbelievable. Like, they'll have won 9 straight games at that point. That is, and all I believe on their defense.
Where do you stand on the Dolphins? Like in the kind of
it's at the very beginning of the season.
In the grand scheme of football, where you've got your traditional teams and those kind of things. Because whenever I used to watch, or like when kids would play Pee Wee football, you'd see Cowboys, and then you'd see some Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, because of Dan Marino, right?
Yeah,
Dan Marino kind of put the Dolphins on the map, obviously. I don't have a lot of faith in Tua Tagovailoa. Like, I just don't. He's very fragile. He runs around a lot, or tries to, and they rely on their defense, and their defense has been incredible the last few weeks. And look, if they beat the Titans this week, which is in Tennessee, 1 game left, and they go to the playoffs, and that's unbelievable. And then, I mean, the games this weekend: Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins, Titans, Raiders, Colts, Buccaneers, Jets, Eagles, Washington. They're all unbelievable football games, man. So, oh wow, did we? Oh, we did. Okay, sorry guys. I know my boy Thomas is getting in, but hey, look, man, this is Sports with Balls, our last 2021 episode. I want to thank Jason for sticking in here with me. Lauren is out on vacation, so it's been awesome, man. It's great. And what's your New Year's resolution?
Spend less frivolous money.
Spend less. Mine is to cut the cord.
Yeah.
And also,
So if I'm gonna have like a frivolous spending, I'd rather it all just be, instead of it over the entire course of the year, save it all up, and like I said,
blow it on.
Go to Vegas
go to casinos
and be stupid. Hey, actually, go to casinos. You never know. You could even double it.
Yeah. Look, man, y'all have a good weekend and be safe. Sports with Balls want y'all to be safe because we want to see you on Monday night. We'll be here at 6 p.m. It's been awesome. Thank y'all. All right, got to thank a couple people. Construction Concepts, changing corporate culture one design at a time. 713-589-2682 or buildithouston.com. Roy Stanton, my man over at Hybrid Technologies, cable services, phone services, anything, cloud services. He is your man. Give him a call at Hybrid Technologies, 832-336-1201. Fitz Roofing, my boy Corey. He's doing my roof. He's doing a lot of people in my neighborhood and all that. So give him a shout over at fitzroofing.com. That's F-I-T-Z Roofing. We love y'all. See you guys on Monday, 6 p.m. Sports with Balls. I'm out.